Okay guys, as promised today I have a pretty cool thing for you, and it's basically like a twofer. So we have two things that I'm going to announce today. First of all, we have a new sign up link. The last time that I actually did the link with all of the free champions, people got pretty excited about it. I know that tons of people signed up because they said, hey, it's one of the best links that has been around in a long time to really kind of skip the early game and go just straight into the mid game and progress really quickly. But there were a couple of people that were actually asking also what is kind of the best link that you can get in order to maximize your Clanboss damage. Obviously, Clanboss is one of the main tools that you have in order to get shards, being it sacred shards or just ancient shards, and of course also voids. So this is something a lot of people want to focus on early. And I actually have a new link right now, and with that link we put some champions together that are really just dedicated to get the most clan boss damage out early on, while at the same time still also maintaining at least some really nice early game for you. And that comes with, and that's the second part, a challenge. We have actually some prize money on the line, so I'm doing a bit of a contest together with Plarium, and we are going to give out $150 for the person that with the new link, with those champions and whatever else you can get in the meantime, is able to get the highest clan boss damage with a single key within a month. A lot to go over. I'm going to explain a little bit what champions actually get with the link. Everything is going to be in the description as usual, and I'm also going to explain to you how exactly that challenge is going to work, because we have to monitor, of course, a little bit, first of all, that people sign up with that link. That's something that Plarium can obviously check, and we can also check it with the champions. But in order to monitor that, I'm going to create some clans that people can then join, and then at the end of the month, you're looking at the profile damage, and certain levels will be unlocked for the clan boss. But again, there's a couple of things that we have to go over today. Suffice it to say that we have two things. We have the contest, and then we have a new link that is meant to really maximize damage on the clan boss while still giving you a pretty cool early game. So if you're currently not really happy with your account, you're not really happy with the champions that you have, and you think this is something where either you want to start a completely new account or you just want to start a secondary one to have a little bit of fun with the challenge and see if you can win it, then you're at the right place. So with that being said, let's go a little bit over the first topic and take a look at which champions you're actually going to get with the new sign up link. What most people obviously already guessed when I started talking about is that the legendary that you get with the link is Nama the Returned. Now, Nama has a little bit of a history. So first of all, when she got released, she wasn't really all that great, and most people kind of ignored her. She wasn't really a champion they would build, but she has been reworked, and currently she is one of the strongest legendary champions that you have when it comes to clan boss damage, thanks to all of the poison abilities that she has, the poison sensitivity that comes in, you have a decreased attack, and you also have a leech. So she's already really nice. She can help you in a lot of other areas as well. She can be used depending on how you play it in a lot of faction wars areas. She has other purposes also when we're talking about, let's say, for example, some Cursed City stages, even the Grim Forest to a certain extent. But generally speaking, when we're talking about Narma, she is just absolutely amazing when it comes to your clan boss damage. So since this link is really designed to maximize the damage that you get on the clan boss early on, she is going to be the legendary that you get for free when you sign up with that link. Now obviously you also get a couple of additional epics, so let's take a look at which epics I actually chose for this specific account or for that link, so that you not only have a good damage dealer, but they can balance this out also to progress with your account, so that you can, for example, start farming and get her to a high level, but also that you have some other tools that you can use not only in the clan boss but in other PvE content as well. So the second champion that you get with this is Ugo. He's obviously one of the most kind of famous and most of favorites when it comes to new sign-up links. Now I gotta admit, I don't really know exactly at which level you unlock which one of the champions. I'm sorry for that. But as is usual, as you're progressing, as you level up your account, you're unlocking champion after champion. Usually it's at level 10, level 20, level 30 and so on. So this is normally how that works. I cannot guarantee you right now at which level you unlock which one of them, but Ugo is one of the free epics that you get. Now, one of the cool things about him is that you have with his A2 increased defense and also the block buffs. Now, for the clan boss, some of these tools are not necessarily going to be too helpful, but you have a heal, you have a leech that you also apply, similar to Namor. The decreased defense is really good when it comes to clan boss damage itself. You obviously has heal and sustain, which is always useful. And when we're talking about just general progression on your account, block buffs is a fantastic tool to have. That doesn't always only apply when you're talking about Arena, but also in a lot of the PvE content, being at the Doom Tower, being at a couple of dungeons. He's a really nice tool to have, and someone that will help you not only to maximize the damage on the clan boss a little bit, but also to progress the account in general. Outside of somebody that can support your team, it would obviously also be nice for someone to not only buff your team a little bit more, but also revive it. And that's where Tholin comes into play. He's an absolutely fantastic epic. First of all, you have a revive, which is crazy good. A good reviver is worth a lot. Helps you with dungeons, helps you also, of course, with the clan boss and pretty much any PvE content that you can think about. But he brings a lot more to the table. We have an increased speed, for example, on the A2, which is really nice. The heals and the self-sustain that he brings is also fantastic. But just getting that speed increase and then on level 1, even an additional increased defense is a really, really nice tool for him to keep everybody alive, to keep the team in play, and make sure that you either get through that PvE content in dungeons, Doom Tower, maybe Grim Forest, but also he helps you a lot with the clan boss too. So at this point we have a basically Narma for damage with a lot of poison damage. We're having Ugo, which also can help you with the defense down and a bit more sustain, and then we have Tagua in there as well, which obviously is going to boost this even more, and if some of your champions happen to die, he can revive them too. So with that we already have a really nice set, but obviously when you go for one of those sign-up links, you get a few more tools, and we have another epic coming in, so we're going to take another look at him as well. The final epic that we have for free with that sign-up link is actually somebody that when I signed up for the game was absolute S tier. These days you have other alternatives, but the Mausoleo Mage is still extremely strong. So he's really somebody that can help you with heals, which is fantastic. He also removes debuffs, which is really nice when you're going up against the clan boss and you, for example, want to cleanse out that stun that he oftentimes applies. So this is another really good tool to have. Has also a bit of a turn meter increase, and in addition to that, we're having tons and tons of buffs that he brings in. Back in the day, he was actually one of the champions that you really wanted to have when you had a seer, because he could just provide all of these buffs that seer would then use to burst through waves. So on his A2 we have an increased defense, we have a block debuffs, we have an increased crit rate. So there's a lot that you can do with this, even with a decreased speed on his A1. So really, really nice champion to have if you're trying to break through PvE content, but also for the clan boss, he can provide some of these buffs and debuffs that you might need there. Now obviously keep in mind that as you're progressing through the months, you have an entire month to participate in the challenge, you will get more champions too. You have a lot of support champions right now for Nama, but typically what you're going to do with the new account is you also will use some of those codes that gives you another legendary champion early on. You can only use one of them. The typical ones would be to either go for Tholin if you're looking for a damage dealer that can help you with your PvE progress, with campaign for example, and also with dungeons. We have also the Desert Queen, obviously, Tuhanarak, who's also really great. I will add both of those codes into the description of the video. They're the typical ones that you can go for. They serve some different roles, so you have to decide for yourself what you actually think is more beneficial to you with your own account. If you want to have somebody that can help you with the early game clear and damage, or if you just need another supporter. But suffice it to say that when it comes to the access to the clan boss and how you can deal with it, we are already now at a point where you have a really nice selection of champions that can help out there with the damage just to get things started. And then within the duration of the challenge, if you're going for it, if you want to win the prize money, then of course you will get more champions as you progress, and you might be able to build a team around that. But at least the core that you have is already really strong, and even if you don't go for the challenge, if your main goal is to get early clan boss damage in and really reach high levels, this is one of the best links and best setups that you can possibly get in order to very quickly get yourself more and more shards and therefore accelerate the progress of your account. So let's talk a little bit about how the challenge is actually going to happen. Now, first of all, the first thing that you have to do is you have to sign up a new account with the link that is provided in the description. So this is how we are making sure that everybody is just starting on the same, basically the same level, that everybody has the same starting champions. And then we created a couple of clans that you can join. The name of the clans are all linked down in the description, so you just join one of them, you will be approved. I'm actually running all of these myself, and they're specifically for that challenge. So you just create the new account, you use the new account to join one of those clans, and I'm going to unlock hard on every single one of them. And then you have a month to play. At the end of February, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the profiles, and we're going to look at the most damage that you were able to do with a single key within one of the bosses on hard mode. mode. So hard mode is the one that matters. If one of the clans actually happens to unlock brutal, you shouldn't really play in brutal because that will override your profile damage, and then it's going to be a little bit more difficult to determine who got the highest damage. Then we're talking about screenshots, we're talking about videos. So the easiest way is just to absolutely focus your efforts on hard mode, and the goal is to get the most damage with a single key. So this is the whole idea here. So you have essentially an entire month to try and strengthen your roster a little bit, to upgrade your champions, to book them, and to really go through the motions here of trying to get to a lineup and to a team composition that helps you to really get the most clan boss damage out. And then after a month, the winner, as I already said, gets $150, a whole little contest that I have set up together with Clarium. Now obviously I think that a lot of people will, even outside of the contest, just go for the link because we have once again awesome champions that help you with a lot of the clan boss damage. But that's kind of how all of this works. Now there's another link that I'm also going to add down into the description, and that's the Discord link. I assume that there will be a lot of questions. You can either ask them on YouTube, and I'm going to do my best to answer them as best as possible, but oftentimes it's going to be easier to just have all of this run through Discord. So I have my own Discord server. There's a raid channel in there as well. If you have any questions around the challenge, you can ask them there, and obviously it's also going to be easier than later on to have a contact point with the winner so that we can actually make sure that the right person gets this. I will create videos in the meantime and probably share a couple of screenshots from the other clans so that everybody knows, hey, who's currently in the lead, what's the number to beat, so that people know what's happening. So if you have any questions around that, you can feel free to also ask here. There will be follow-up videos within that month, but basically what we have right now is, again, once more, the new link for people that want to have an account that focuses very early on clan boss damage, and we have a challenge where you can win $150, where at the end of February we're checking who is able, with that new account through a new link, to do the most damage with a single key on hard mode. So that's going to be the challenge. A lot of the champions that you get are really designed to increase the damage there. Keep in mind, you have also the early or the new player codes. I will link the two most popular ones down into the description as well. There are more, but generally speaking, most people opt into either Tholin or the Desert Queen, and those will also help you, of course, with the clan boss if you so choose. So you have a lot of choices to make. You can really think about what is the focus here. You obviously have to go for your masteries, for your ascendancies. You might be able to just get a lot of your champions very quickly to 60. It might take longer for other people. It should be a lot of fun. It was just a bit of an idea, and I hope that it's going to be a fun contest for everybody. That's basically it for the announcement here today, so I hope that you enjoyed that. Please like the video if you did, and as I already mentioned, links will be in the description. All of the additional information you can find there as well, and feel free to join the Discord if you have any additional questions, or just simply post a comment on the YouTube video, and I'll do my best to reply to all of those. So that's basically it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and have fun with the link.